gain super user access. So most of the operating systems have a super user that has all power over the system. In this Linux operating system, who is the super user? Root. Root user. Root user is a super user who has all access. In Red Hat Enterprise Linux, in RHEL, it is a root user. They're explaining, yes. This user has the power to override normal privileges on the file system, wherever, not only file system, and we can able to manage it to administer the system, make the administration things of operating system for tasks such as installing or removing a software to manage system files and directories. Okay, so what are they trying to say? Simply, you can tell one thing. As of now, I have logged in as a normal user, right? Yes, normal user. So echo user. I have logged in as a student user. In the file system hierarchy, where we discussed uh, bin directories, right? So bin, what is the purpose of bin directory? What is the purpose of sbin directory? So sbin contains the commands for the super user. Bin directory contains the commands for the bin directory contains the commands for the regular user. Okay, so hi Swapna. So just now we have started the question.
Hi, Shiv.
Yeah, super user access. Okay,
Okay, okay.
SU hyphen will be discussed. A method for logins. There are some methods we have to log in. If you want to quickly access, we can use SU hyphen and okay. So as of now, I have logged in as a one of the users, regular user. Okay, regular user. And if there are some commands in the as I told that in the file system hierarchy session, we have discussed uh, the directories one by one, system files. The directory which are contain the system files. What are the purpose of those directories that we discussed in the file system hierarchy chapter, where we can see that one. There's bin. What is the purpose of sbin? The sbin directory contains the commands for the uh, that's so is administrator user, root user commands. Not only root user commands, we can see the normal commands also. Okay, but we can say this is a directory for the commands that contains the commands for the root user, administrator user. Then bin that contains the commands for the regular user. Okay, so let me try to execute one command. That is one of the privileged command. Okay, I'm going to execute the command as a student user. Dnf install HTTP. So one of the package. Okay, HTTPD is nothing but it's one of the package. We have to use in front of the command sudo. Sudo means what is the purpose of sudo? Okay, it will ask the password for the user. If I enter the password for that student user, he can able to install the software. Okay, the installation of the software is okay, that one of the administration tasks, software installation. We can see here that one installing or removing the software, manage the system files and directories, user creation, user deletion, okay, group creation, group management, user management. These are all the administration tasks. Not only these, there are many tasks that regards administration that can able to only execute by the root user normally by default. But if root user wants, one of the regular users should get those kind of access, he can provide that access to the normal user. Then that normal user can become one of the administration user. This is one method. Uh, but as of now, student can able to install. So I provide the password. Let me do one thing. User add my okay password my 123 123. Okay. So let me log in as a my user. Okay. Sudo. Okay. Just let me try to execute this command http. HTTP is one of the package. Okay, software package. How we are installing? How are we installing the? If I want to install one that kind of package, or I don't have Amazon. If I want to download Amazon.com, but I don't have Flipkart. Okay, if I want to download the Flipkart, I can download Flipkart like that. Okay, like that in the Linux operating system. If I want to install through command line interface. Okay, through command line interface, I'm just try to install a kind of softwares. HTTP is one of the software. We will discuss in the software package management. We have this dedicated chapter for the package management. Okay, DNF, DNF, yeah, we will be discussed in the package management. We can say identified yum DNF package manager. You can say package manager command for the package manager. Install. If you want to remove, I can add the remove command. Okay, this much is enough. Okay, DNF install HTTP. Okay. What is a what the system says? This command has to be run with the super user privileges under the root user on most systems. Yes. Even if I add a sudo, okay. What is the purpose of sudo? I'm adding the sudo. Sudo will which makes which pretend we can say or which make an a normal user to act like or pretend we can say to act or pretend both are same only most like a regular user, which makes a normal user to act or pretend like a regular user. Sorry, not regular user, root user, not privileged user. Root user by default, root user is one of the privileged users. Okay, privileged user. Root user one of the privileged user. This if I add the pseudo word, which makes a normal user to act like a pretend, can say privileged user. It will make a normal user as a super user. This command will make sudo make a normal user as a super user. That DNF install HTTP. Let me give the password. Okay. Even Mike is not able to install the packages because Mike is not in the sudoverse file. This incident will be reported. What is a sudoverse file? What does it mean actually? What is sudoverse file? sudoers file. It is located under etc/etc slash sudoers, we can say, or we can say vi sudo. Okay, it is both are same file only. /etc/sudoers. The location of this, it will take you to, if you go with the etc sudoers, it will take you to the sudoers file location only. Even if you go with the vsudo command also, it will take you to the sudoers file only. Because what is the difference? We will be see. Let me open the file. For that one, I have to log in as a root user first, because it can able to access by the user who has only privileged access. Okay. If normal user can able to access, what will happen? They can provide the access to whoever they want actually. Okay. That should not be happen. If it is happens, everyone can able to make the administration things of operating system. They can able to control. Should not be access. This should not be happen actually. Uh, etc sudoers. This is the file. The file is located under sudoers location. Sorry, etc location. Scroll down. Scroll down. You can see here. Allow root to run any command anywhere. Yes. Already the root user has been added. You can see here. If I add a mic user, I'll explain this one. What is the purpose of this all? This all. Leave as of now this one. No password. I'll explain this one. Okay, just I added the mic user in this file. Okay, let me do something. Let me try to make the mistake wantonly. Okay, the file allows us to save the content. Actually, I made a mistake. It is in not proper syntax actually. I'm not followed a proper syntax. How it should be actually. Let me try to open with vsudo file, vsudo command. Sorry, we come to the same line. We want only add some mistake. See, the va sudo command not allows to save the file because syntax error. Okay, syntax error. But etc, if you go with the etc sudo this command, it will, even if I make a mistake, it will say allows us to save the file. It will not point it out the syntax error. It will not manage the syntax error. But if I go with the same file, if I went with, I just went with the va sudo command. It, but it will not allows us to save the file with mistakes, with syntax error. For that, again I have to edit. Go with the edit. Enter. You can see the some options. It will give you some options. If you want to edit back, go with the e command. Yes. Now it will allow us to save. Now see. Exit bash. Exit bash not request. It's a kind of a command to refresh the environment. Okay. Let me log in again. Log in back to the mic user. Now DNF install HTTP. But even if we added the mic user in that file, it will not allows, when it will allows mic user to install the packages. We have to add. the sudo command dnf install cpp. Now he can able to install the package. Hmm. Okay, then mm, now he can open whatever the privileged command that should starts with the sudo. Mic user should starts with the sudo word. Okay, then etc or vi sudo. First mic to whom we have to assign the privileges. Okay, username. Then all in that particular domain means testing domain or developing domain, development domain. A domain means a group of people dedicated for one work. Okay, there is one domain. We can say what is the purpose or what is the meaning of domain. A group of people will allocate it for particular work. We can say the domain. Company, if you go with an organization that has one domain, network. If I go, if I once access to that domain, I can't able to access public applications. Okay, so there are some restrictions we can say. I mean, there are some restrictions we can say. Once I come out from the domain, I can able to access normally the whatever the website I want. Okay. If I go with this all, the mic user can able to execute that privileged commands within that domain access. You can say, and this all wherever the file, okay, wherever the file is located, the EDC sudo. Okay, I have the file. This file contains this file sudo vi sudo. This file contains the mic user privileges. I given some privileges to the mic user. If I copy the file, if I move the file to some other systems, wherever the file is located, where mic user can go and able to access, able to execute the privileged commands like a root user. If I move the file to different operating system, in that operating system also, mic user can able to execute the privileged command. That is all the system, wherever the this file is available, where the mic user can able to access, means can able to execute the privileged commands and no password. If I remove the no password, what will happen? Let me check. Let me try to execute one more software package, Firefox. I want to install one browser. I might want to install one browser. See, it is asking password, but previously mic user system not asked mic user to execute to enter the password. Here we can see there is no prompt. System not prompted for password. Now it is prompting. See, blinking. 1 2 3. If I give the password only, mic user can able to access the privileged command. But it is installed normally. Already installed. If I want to, if mic user wants to remove the Firefox, he can able to remove. Again, if he wants to install, he can able to install. This is the purpose of the no password. If I add a no password, system will not prompt my user to enter the password. This is the purpose of that vi sudo file. If root user wants to provide the privileges to the normal users, you can use that file and make the entries in that file, whatever the username we want. Then he can able to, those users can able to get that privileged access. This is one purpose. Sudo su hyphen. Su we can say, sorry, su hyphen, a complete login means 100% login, we can say. But su, only su, not a complete login, but it's a login. Okay, but it is a login, like a 50%. What does it mean actually? Why I'm saying like this? Practically, I'm back to the root user. Okay, I'm back to the root user. So okay, let me try to close the session, start a new session. Session. Okay, this is a kind of a complete login. Now I logged in completely 100% inside the front user. Okay, you can able to see some. If you go with the all hyphen a long list hyphen a command, you can see that bash rc, bash logout, bash history, bash profile. Okay, leave this one. This file is not then each user, once user created, by default, the system will create some hidden files in that the user's home directory. Okay. What commands the user is executing? Bash history, we can say, where we can see that those type of commands and logout, profile, bash rc. Logout means there are some automation things we can able to see here. Okay, logout means once logout, if a backup kind of things. Okay, if the user wants to do the backup, we can do some setup. We can write a piece of code. We can say a piece of code inside that file, and that will be get executed at specified time. What time has been mentioned? That at that specified time, the task will be get executed. And profile. These are default files. Once user created, not only student user, we can see. Just now I created my user. Here also we can see that file. Bash history, bash logout. If a file starts with the dot, that is hidden file. If a directory starts with the dot, that is hidden directory. Here, that is hidden directory. We can in Windows also we can able to see here the file. we can able to see that hidden files actually. See here, hidden items. Now we can see the entire file and directories. These are the hidden directories in Windows operating system. Okay, again go to view and show more. Uncheck. Okay. Like this in Linux operating system, if a file or directory starts with a dot, you can say that is hidden file or hidden directories. When I'm talking about this file, so I'm going to make some entries in that file to understand about that sudo for su hyphen bash. You can go with bash profile first, are equal to wrong. I'm just creating one variable, but I declared that variable only that uses home directory. For Mike uses home directory. Yeah, I declared that variable Mike uses home directory only. Not for everyone. Switch SSH Mike or SSH Mike at workstation. So completely let me try to come out. Again login back. Su hyphen Mike 1 2 3 1 2 3 exit bash. Refresh the bash. Okay. Again coming back. Try to login. Okay. I just now I have logged in as a student user again. Let me do the complete login or su hyphen with Mike user 1 2 3. Okay. Now I declared one variable. If I want to check that variable, go with the dollar wrong. Okay. Because I declared var equal to wrong. That's why the output I can see that stored value in that word var. Again exit su Mike 1 2 3 su Mike. Again let me try to do that var. See, before I logged in as a Mike user with su hyphen. You can see here su hyphen Mike. Su space hyphen space Mike. I can see here. Then I executed the command echo. Sorry, not you this one, not this one. This one echo dollar var. You can see here Mike user the stored variable. I can able to see, but this time also I have logged in as a Mike user only with su space Mike. There is no hyphen. Okay. But let me try to get that var stored variable. I can't able to see. Why? Because SU is not a type of kind of a complete log. Still, this environment, bash environment is for student user, not for mic user. Okay, that variables not get loaded. The variables not get loaded. Then what is the purpose of SU? If I want to easily access a user, I can go with the SU mic. And also one more thing, it will take you to the old working path. It will take you to that old working path. Before I was in student user home directory. You can see here clearly. Yes. Now we'll see here this one. Now I'm back to the student user home directory. Let me do something. CD var. Okay. I made a student user to log in to enter inside the var directory, which is located under main directory of operating system. Okay, under my user. One, two, three. See again, the old working path still remains. So where I was previously still remains in the same directory. Where the directory pwd/var. This is one point we can say. And one more thing, that environmental variables not get loaded properly. What are the variables I declared dedicatedly declared for the mic user that get not loaded? You can see here bar. Okay. So it is not a kind of a complete login SU. But if I want to easily access, we can go with the SU. This is the difference between the SU and SU hyphen. That's all. This is the difference between the SU and the SU hyphen. Again, if I log in with the hyphen 123, okay, I'm logging again. I'm logging in inside the mic user echo. Now I can able to see the ROM variable. Okay, ROM variable. This is the difference between the SU and SU hyphen. We can say SU and SU hyphen login method. Okay, a type of types of login methods we can say, and we have also SSH secure shell host login. We will discuss secure shell host later. Secure shell host, that is a type of a kind of a topic. It's very important topic. SSH. As of now, SSH SU hyphen. I hope you got cleared with the SU hyphen, right? Got it right? Able to understand? I think SU
Yes,
hyphen.
yes,
Yeah.
Rima.
Krishna, you asked right one day, what is the meaning of SU hyphen? Now you got cleared.
Yes, Rima.
Yeah, super user we can say, and sudo. It will. I'm not mentioned. Sudo also. It's a not mentioned any username. After that, are followed by the command sudo hyphen. But automatically it will take you to the root user. Okay. If you go with the SU hyphen, if you not mention followed by that SU space hyphen space, it will automatically take you to the root user. Okay. If you mention any username followed by the SU hyphen, it will take you to that appropriate user. What username you mentioned here, it will take you to that appropriate user. But if you not mention, by default, it will take you to the root user. This is one important thing. By default, it will take you to the root user. Got it right?
Yes,
Yeah. And so this is about the SU and SU hyphen. You can see clearly here. They are explaining Microsoft Windows. In Microsoft Windows, we can't see root word. And instead of root, we can see the administrator. Okay. Logging as administrator user to perform system administrator duties. But in RHEL, we can say root user. Red Hat Enterprise Linux. Not only RHEL, in Ubuntu, in CentOS, you can see the root user. Switch user accounts. With the SU command, users can switch to a different user account. Yes. If you run the su command from a regular user account with another user as a parameter, then you must provide the password for the account to switch to. Yes. When the root user runs the su command, no need to enter the user's password. What are they saying? Now I have already plugged in as a root user. I logged in mic user from the root user. It's not asked, not prompted to enter the password. But if you log in as any user, if you try to log in from a regular user, system will prompt to enter the password for that appropriate user to where you have to log in, to whom you have to log in. SU icon, and so we have discussed what are the things we discussed. That's given in the PDF actually. We haven't missed a single thing. We can say interactive shell. SU we can use sudo space hyphen I also we can use. You can go with the SU space hyphen. Also we can go with that one. And they are explaining this is group. Okay, this is group. They are giving the privileges not only single user. If we want to give the privileges to entire group also, we can provide the privileges. For that one simple thing only. If you want to add a group name, little bit come down. Allows people in group wheel to all the to run all commands. Then if I create one group, for example, developers group, I can provide same like okay, developer. If I go with the developer, system will identify as a user only. If I go with this line, if I'm not added, I mean if I'm not added percentile in front of that word, system will identify as a user, even if you give the group name also. To differentiate, this is group. If you want to let the system know, hey, this is group, not user, then you have to mention in front of that word percentile. Then it will be identified as a group. Okay. System will understand that okay, I have to give the privileges to this developer group. Like that, system will understand. And one more thing, if I want to specifically give the privileges for the command only, I can give. If I want to give the privileges for my user, which command, which DNS. If you want to give the privileges for the user creation, mic user, allow mic user to create only user. What is the command for user creation? User add. Which user add? It will give you some path. You can add the path. Let me save this one. Again, login as a mic user. This time, allow the mic user to install the package first. Sudo dns install http 123. Yeah. Sorry, mic user is not allowed to execute the command. But if mic user allow the mic user to create the user add sudo user add. Now, see, wrong user to create it successfully because we provided the access privileges to mic user to create only user. That's that's all about this interactive and non-interactive shell. You can say SU hyphen. This is interactive. SU hyphen is the interactive. SU non-interactive shell. SU also not interactive shell only, but not complete 100% interaction. Yeah, that we have discussed. If you guys understand the concept of SU hyphen, so next session we will be start the permission security. Got it right? Krishna, Swapna, you both understand.
Yes, Sriman.
Yes, Shreema.